Hello everybody, my name is Marlo. In today's tutorial we are going to be building this 1.16 storage room that has 118 double chests worth of storage, which should be more than enough, and it's complete with some furnaces, an ender chest and all of the helpful crafting workstations. As always, here is your materials list for the build. We're using a lot of blackstone here, which is mainly going behind the chests themselves, so gather up all of that. A lot of the warped blocks along here, some basalt, some of the quartz over here, a couple of lighting sources in shroom lights and sea lanterns, item frames if you would like to label all of your storage, and then of course plenty of chests, some barrels, and then all of the other crafting items down here, along with the furnaces. Before we begin, you should know that this storage room is approximately 23 blocks in length, 21 blocks in width, and then 8 blocks in height. So do bear that in mind, especially if you are building underground. First things first, we're going to get our warp stem block here and place one down, leave a gap of 3, and then another right there, and that is going to be the entrance to the storage room. So this is how we get in and out. So before continuing, make sure you've got that in the right location. But once you got that done, you can leave a gap of 2 blocks and place another one, and then have one diagonally just like that. Do the same on this side too. So we have something like this so far, and the next step we're going to do identical on both the sides. So from this block right here, we're going to leave 1, 2, and 3 blocks of a gap and place a block. Same again, 3 blocks, and then same again once more. So we have 1, 2, and 3 wide gaps to place some chests, and then we can do the same over here. So 1, 2, 3 block, 1, 2, 3 block, 1, 2, 3 and block again. And then for the final side over here, we're actually just going to copy what we've done with these 4 blocks. So one diagonally from the 2 we've just placed lastly, a gap of 2, a gap of 2, and then we should be left with 3 in the middle. So that right there is the shape you need to start out with. Next up, we need to bring all of these pillars up by 5 more blocks for 6 in total. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and do that for all of them. On top of the entranceway pillars here, we can just have one more stem on both of the sides, that is. So these 4 pillars are now 7 high, but the rest are going to remain at 6. And then we can grab a temp block or 2 and actually come to the corners here. Any of them is absolutely fine. Place your temp block down like that and have 1, 2, 3 horizontal stems coming off of it. You can get rid of it, and then we're going to have a polished blackstone bricks there just next to the top of this pillar here. And then of course we'll do the same over on the other side too. So we've got something like this, and then we'll have our temp block with 1, 2, 3 warp stems in the middle. Next up, we're going to grab our smooth quartz slab, and we're going to place the first one level with the bottom of this block right here. So we'll have 1, and then 2 can go up by half a block, and then the next one can go up by half a block again. So we've got 1, 2, and then 1 more. So we'll do the same on this side as well, and then the final 3 can just go in the middle like that. And now we're going to do a similar thing with our warp planks and slabs. So first of all, grab your full blocks and place them next to the 2 there on either side, and then the 3 in the middle. And then we can get our slabs and place 1 and 2 either side, and then the final one is going to go down by half a block from this full one over here. So eventually we end up with this at the moment, and then basically we can just copy what we've done this side with the quartz slabs but over on the other one. So we'll have to have 1 here on either side. Gonna need a lot of temp blocks to do this, I'm afraid. So then we're gonna have 2 more on top of the full blocks, another one half a block up on the next section, and then of course 3 in the middle. So we have something like this in the end, and then basically you can continue what we've done over here with this part and this part as well until you reach the other side. Before we start adding in all of the storage, let's get the floor sorted out. So grab your polished blackstone bricks, and on all of these gaps here in between the stem blocks, we're going to break the ones out on the floor and replace it with blackstone. So do this for all of the gaps going all the way around the build until we reach the other side where we started. And then on the corner blocks, we can actually replace those with the blackstone we've just been placing down, just like that. And then what we can do on all of the gaps here, except the entranceway and the one opposite, so ignore these two for now, but on all of the other ones, we're actually just going to go back by 2 blocks and replace them with the blackstone, and that is where the chests are going to sit on, just so we don't see some other block that was there before, and we instead get to see the blackstone. Admittedly, not a lot will be on show, but I think it looks a little neater that way. Just like that. So now you should have something looking a little like this, with these 2 entrances empty. I've already gone ahead and taken out the rest of the blocks on the floor, as you can see, so go ahead and do that. And once you have, you can grab your sea lanterns and come to the corner blocks here, stand on top of this blackstone, leave 1 block diagonally and place your sea lantern there. So we can do that for all 4 corners, so leave this one here, the sea lantern can go there, 1 block away from the corner, and the final one can go there. The remaining 2 can simply go in between these 2 on either side, so it should be 3 blocks in between all of these, and then 5 in between these ones, which will light up the room plenty enough so you don't have to worry about mobs spawning in here, which of course is very helpful. So once you got your sea lanterns down, we can then get our polished basalt and quartz pillars and start work on the rest of the floor. So we're going to start on the shorter side here, not the long side, the shorter one, and we're going to place a polished basalt, quartz pillar, polished basalt, quartz pillar, and continue that checkerboard pattern until you fill up the entire floor. It's nearly time to add in all of the chests and the barrels, but before we do that, we actually want to grab our warp stairs here, and on the top of each of these pillars, we simply want to line them with some upside down warp stairs. So going all the way around, we just want to do this for all of the sections, including the entranceway and the one opposite over there. So we end up with something looking like this, and we are now ready to place in all of our storage. So the 2 wide sections here, these 4 on all of them are completely the same, and then the 3 wide sections, all 6 of those are the same. So I just show you how to do one of each, and you can copy them on over. We'll start off with the 2 wide sections over here. So we simply need 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 chests, and obviously make them into a double. If you want, you can have them facing the same way or other, it doesn't really matter, you can't see it that much. But yeah, we just want to place all 10 of those double chests there, so it's 5 high. So that is how you do the 2 wide section. We'll make it look better from the back in a little bit, don't you worry. But on the 3 wide section over here, we actually want to do the same with having 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 double chests on either side, so bring them all the way up, and we'll do the same over here. You do have to be careful how you place them so you can actually connect one to the other side. But yep, we get our chests just like that, and then we're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 barrels in the middle. Do make sure though they are all facing the same way. So that's how you do the 3 wide section for all of those, and that is how you do the 2 wide section for all of those. You can then copy that over and place many chests. Once you have all of your storage in place, you can then grab all of the blocks you can see on my bar here and come to the opposite side of where you want your entranceway to be. So this is going to be my entranceway. I'm going to come to this side over here. First of all, placing a crafting table with a brewing stand on top, and then I'm going to have 1, 2, 3 furnaces on either side with 1 in the middle. On top of those, I'm going to have a line of blast furnaces, a line of smokers, an ender chest in the middle, and then 2 chests on side for an extra little bit of storage. And then we can actually swing around to the back here and place down a barrel facing outwards, just so if I can swing around again and show you, we get a little bit of a cool texture just behind the brewing stand there. As for the entranceway on the other side, we're going to start off with our polished blackstone bricks, and just beside the stem block here, we're going to place 3 of those on either side next to the chest, and we can exchange one of them out for a warp stair where we're going to have 2 upside down ones on either side. So not any on the stem block here, we're going to go 1 block back, and then we can grab our warp trap doors, have 2 covering up both of those blackstone blocks, and then 2 more on top with the stairs, and that is going to be the entranceway, which you can continue to wherever you would like to afterwards. Not going to show you how to build any more other than that, but what we can actually do on top of this back trapdoor is have 2 shroom lights just like that, and then we're going to swing around to the front, and on this trapdoor have our stone cutter, cartography table and smithing table either side, a barrel on top of those 2 with a fletching table and a loom, and then a barrel here, and then finally we can have a grindstone. For the most part, the storage room is fully complete. There's just a couple of things left to do, one of which is to actually cover up all what is behind the chest. We don't really want to be able to see anything behind here that doesn't look the same as it does on the inside, so that is why we're going to cover a lot of it up with some polished blackstone. Now, for the most part, really, we just have to make sure you can actually see inside of here. So the very first thing that we're going to do is actually place a slab on top of all of these chests here so you can still open up and access them. But on the barrels here, so this is on the left side and the right hand side over there, we're going to have a shroom light on the top and bottom barrel just to provide a little bit of backlight to these chests. Not needed to stop mob spawning or anything, but just makes it look a bit better that way. So we've got our shroom lights and our slabs down, and then we can pretty much just cover the rest up with some blackstone. So make sure you've got some blocks behind the chest and some on the side. So we have this, which we want to bring all the way up to actually the top level with the chests here. And we end up with this, which admittedly looks kind of weird from the outside, but if we just step inside, you can see it looks much better. So what we've just done there, you can do on this side too. That right there is looking much better, as I'm sure you'll agree. So now we can work on these 4 sections right here. So as always, we'll step outside to actually do this, and we very simply just want to make that shape going all the way up to the top level, where on top we will once again add our slabs, because if you add full blocks, you obviously can access the chest. So obviously, of course, make sure you have the slabs on top. So we can do that for the 3 remaining sides. As I said, I'm not going to show you how to do anything else on the entranceway over here. That bit is entirely up to you, because I'm not sure what your base looks like or anything like that. So what we can do actually is swing around to the other side and just cover up this tiny section right here. So behind the ender chest, we're going to have our shroom light. Again, 3 slabs on top, otherwise you won't be able to access any of those top chests. And then we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, just like that. And if we head inside for one final time, you should see that everything is covered up. This looks quite dark, and that is mainly because I have shaders on. It doesn't look quite as black as it usually is without them running. So if you really want to though, you could always add a couple of shroom lights in replace of the blackstone. Now the very final thing we have to do, which I have honestly forgot, is on all of the corner sections here, we want to have a wall on the bottom block, a wall on the top with 1, 2, 3, 4 fences in between. So do that for all of the 4 corners. The very final step, which some of you may not even want to take, is adding in all of the item frames to label your chests along here. So what you simply have to do in front of all of these chests on the stem block is just place an item frame down like so. But I'm not going to do that for all of the chests simply because I think you guys know how to place item frames. So add them in if you want to. So that, everybody, is the storage room all done. I really hope you guys did like this build. It's a little bit different to what I would usually make in my tutorial, so I hope you did enjoy it nonetheless. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.